Yes, this is Song Surgeon for Mac. You can see it now. It's opened on my screen. And essentially, if you have been a Song Surgeon family member for any number of months, you'll recognize this user interface. It's the same one that we have for the Windows version, and indeed that has been our goal all along, is to create a version for Mac that's essentially identical to the Windows version in terms of its look as well as its capabilities. I wanted to give you this brief overview and introduction of what this is going to look like, and let's start by taking a look at the buttons at the top here. These are all identical to what we have on the Windows version. They do what you think they will do. This button that the mouse is over right now is the edit button, and if you're a Mac user and have version 2, this is going to be new to you, but the Pro version does some very interesting and quite honestly very useful things, and we'll talk about this in future videos, but that's just a quick overview. We've got undo, redo. We've got this toggle button here which displays the waveform file in two different ways as it scrolls by on the screen. We've got a marker button that sets these markers at the top. Again, we've got an EQ functionality built into this. We will have music pad, and I say will meaning future tense, just like the Windows version when it was first released. This will not be available immediately. We have a sniffer module in this version for Pro, and of course we have a vocal reduction, and then here at the end we've got a couple of other buttons which really aren't functionalities but help you, help button and a setup button here with regard to options for the program. Down here at the bottom we have a toggle switch for two different algorithms for pitch and tempo, and then moving down here to the very bottom you can see that for tempo change we've got the ability to use presets as well as these buttons as well as this slider which we can move, all of which are different ways in which we can adjust the tempo. We then move to zoom, and the zoom essentially allows you to designate the amount of the waveform file you want to see on the screen. In this case I'm selecting 20 seconds, and when it appears we'll have 20 seconds here on the screen of the waveform file. And essentially what this allows you to do is to drill down and to help you better isolate specific pieces of a song or a lick that you're interested in. And then if we move over here to pitch or key, you can see similar to tempo we've got plus and minus buttons to move it 1%, or I should say one semitone or 1 cent at a time. We've got presets here in terms of musical intervals, and so these are ways in which you can change key or tempo. And then lastly we have the loop area down here at the bottom, and the loop area does some interesting things. I'm going to zoom in here so we can, or I should say zoom back out so we can take a look at these loops. And then what I wanted to do is just to show you how this loop area works, because when you click the edit button it opens up this dialog window in which you can adjust the parameters of each loop. So this is loop 4. We can adjust pitch and tempo through here. And interestingly, at the bottom, we can adjust the loop count. -1 means an infinite number of loops, but if we wanted to set that to 3 or 4, it would loop 3 or 4 times. And then the delay is the time interval, meaning once the loop hits the end, how long does it wait before it goes back to the beginning? In this case, it's 0, so it plays continuously, but if we had 5 seconds, it would be basically a 5-second delay. So that will conclude this very brief overview. My intent is not to go into any detail, but just to whet your appetite here. There'll be videos over the next several weeks as we introduce each of these major functionalities. Thanks for your time.